Well, that was a good victory against Oviedo. Look at the light here. That's pretty cool. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. I'm going to keep that in. That was a good victory. But this morning, I've woken up to the news on Marca that Dani Ceballos is close to agreeing a move on loan to Marseille, and they would then have the opportunity to purchase him next summer. I don't like this. Not so late into the transfer window, and certainly not in a position of the pitch where we're starting to look a bit light. I mean, I always thought midfield was the strongest area for Real Madrid. Alonso loves to have midfielders; they are so important to the way he plays. But with Bellingham now injured for the next 2 months, Camavinga can't stay fit. If we lose Ceballos, who is a really important squad depth player for us, it's a bit worrying. Luckily, we've got this kid called Thiago who was on the bench on the weekend. He played, I believe, in the Club World Cup a little bit, but I don't know much about him. The club rate him very highly. He's 18 years old. He's a midfielder, but I don't know what type of midfielder he is yet. He could be the replacement for Ceballos, but Ceballos has a lot of experience. So, yeah, but anyway, let's get into the 3-0 victory. So this was the first visit in 24 years to Real Oviedo, and it was difficult. You know, they played a back five. I think this is something Madrid are obviously going to experience in most of the games this season. They really need to make the most of the early 5, 10, 15 minutes, I think, of a game. We need to score early because it would really make our life so much easier. It would make the other teams have to change tactic because I think the early part of the game is the easiest time to score because the other team are not settled. They might be a little bit nervous, especially if it's a newly promoted team. But we just can't get those early goals at the moment. So once they get into their defensive shape, it is difficult to break them down. But I was very interested with Alonso starting 11. I don't believe he dropped anyone. I think it was just rotations because on paper this was one of the easiest games of the season. But he changed 4 players from last week's game. There was no Militao, no Trent, no Vinicius, and no Brahim Diaz in the starting lineup. The Rodrigo start was expected because Alonso's been talking about Rodrigo quite a lot this week, so I thought he was going to give an opportunity, but I didn't think we'd see Franco start. That was an interesting pick, and yeah, I like the fact that Alonso is talking about that no one in the team is a guaranteed starter. Obviously, it's not true. I think every team has 5 or 6 players that are guaranteed to play every week if they're fit. We have it. Courtois will be playing every week. Huijsen will be playing every week now. Chouameni, Mbappe. But I love the fact that Vinicius was dropped because I don't think he's been playing very well. And he came on and he really made the difference in this game. So sometimes the players need that. I think it was great management from Alonso. Rodrigo, it was difficult for him. They played so deep that he was constantly getting double teamed every time he was on the ball. But he didn't have the best of games. But it was also his first game of the season, so it's difficult to be too harsh on him. One of the standouts for me in this game was Arda Güler. I mean, great assist for Mbappe. He was everywhere on the pitch. I don't know if he is a starter at this point, but he's very close to be. It remains to be seen once Bellingham gets back if he will keep his spot. But I would be very happy for him to be a starter going forward because he was everywhere on the pitch. He was dictating the play. He's around the area. He's always looking for a killer pass. He's looking to try and create something. He's not just circulating possession around. I was very impressed with Arda Güler. He had a great assist to Mbappe as well against Osasuna, but he was offside if I remember. But there's a link up now developing between Mbappe and Güler, and Güler's looking for his runs. So I like that. I thought he was great. Defensively, we didn't have too much to do, but I thought Rudiger looked really good on his first game of the season. He had 96% pass completion. He made 5 clearances. He won 3 of his duels. Yeah, I just thought he looked calm. He looked composed. Again, he wasn't threatened that much, so it might have been easy. But it'd be interesting to see who's going to be Huijsen's partnership or partner, let's say, going forward, because for sure Huijsen is our number one centre back now. He looks like a leader already. Rudiger fell off a little bit towards the end of last season, but I think that was just fatigue. Personally, he played so much and he was playing through pain. So I expect now that we've got more depth in the defence that Rudiger can get rested, and I do think it will be Rudiger and Huijsen. But Militao has looked great so far as well. So it's a great healthy battle that we've got in the defence. We've got Carvajal and Trent, who's going to be the right back there. Yeah, I like the competitiveness of our defence at the moment. I think we're in a much better position this season than we were last season. If it wasn't for Mbappe getting the goals, and the goals is usually what gets you the man of the match awards. For me, the man of the match was Tchouaméni. I thought he was fantastic. He looked so comfortable under this new system with Alonso, and he's probably playing the best football that I've seen him play under Real Madrid. His tackle for the goal was fantastic. I thought the referee had a good game, by the way. He wasn't. I often criticise referees, so when they do well, I do like to praise them. And he didn't blow for every soft 50-50. He booked Vinicius when he thought he was diving. I'm not sure if it was a dive, to be honest. He did make contact with him, but he did go down. It wasn't a penalty for sure. So, but even if Vinicius gets a yellow card unfairly for that dive, he's dived quite a lot throughout his career. That to me, I call it karma. I think of it as karma. So, so I like a strong referee. I like a referee that doesn't blow for every soft foul or 50-50. And it was a great tackle from Tchouaméni from what I saw, and led to the goal. He looks so comfortable. The opposite of Valverde. At the moment, Valverde looks a little bit lost under Ancelotti's new system. I think he worked a lot. You know, he didn't stop running as is customary from Fede, but he mishit some of his shots. And when he was on the ball, he just didn't offer much. He didn't have any of his trademark burst of energy through the midfield. Maybe it was just an off game from him. I don't know, but Tchouaméni looks really good under Alonso. We're yet to see the best of Fede under Alonso. But who else? Who else should we talk about? I reckon we have to talk about El Capitan, Dani Carvajal. I thought he was great. He's so good seeing him back and being able to play almost the full game. I think he played about 85 minutes or something, or 80 minutes until Trent came on. He was committed to all the challenges. He looks calm on the ball as he always does. It's great to see him back. There's not too much. I mean, Courtois pulled off an unbelievable save. I think right at the beginning, but also right at the end of the game. I'm sure he made an interception. If I forget the game now, because I'm recording this the next day. But the save he made right at the end of the game was an unbelievable save. 3 points, well done. It wasn't easy, but by the end of the game, we were coasting. So we just got to. We have a really easy first 5 fixtures of the season, so we have to pick up maximum points because Barcelona was so close to dropping points against Levante. It was so frustrating to see an own goal was what got them the 3 points. So we have to keep going at this early stage of the season for sure. So I'll wrap it up there then. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm a little bit nervous about this news of Dani Ceballos, but it does look like he's going to be off before the end of the season. He did post a cryptic tweet that he then deleted saying "last dance" before this game. So it does look like he wants to move. We shouldn't keep a player who's unhappy, but I do think he should have been given more game time from Xabi Alonso because we need him, and we should have shown him at least that he has an opportunity to play this season because I think he would have done if he'd stuck around because we're going to get injured. Sorry, we're going to get injuries. So. But he's been here a while now, so I can understand him moving. But let's see how good this Thiago kid is. I'm rambling. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you on the next one. Ciao.